Bremerhaven is one of Europe's largest ports and a centre of the offshore wind power industry. The city has invested hundreds of millions of euros and attracted major companies. 4,000 new jobs were created in the past few years alone. Now orders are stagnating. Employees are being put on part-time work. At the Powerblades factory, large rotors on the floor are just here for repair and maintenance. The 250 employees would rather be making new rotors, but it looks as if the hall will remain empty in months to come as well.
A few years ago, we all thought wind energy was the future, and we didn't have to worry about the future. Now the industry is a shambles. Nobody knows what's going to happen.
We're all worried about losing our jobs, that all we've built up here is for nothing.
Things look better for the workers in another part of the factory. Here, housings for the generating components of turbines are produced. Instead of manufacturing them for offshore facilities, they're concentrating on land-based wind farms. Still, a large part of the workforce has had their hours cut.
The announcement of part-time work a few weeks ago was one of the hardest of my career. It was a very depressing situation, and I think we've solved it well in consultation with the metal workers union, employee organizations, and politicians. But still, in human terms, it was the most depressing thing a manager can do.
Expansion of the power grid from the coast to southern Germany's alpine regions is progressing slowly at present. That's another reason there's a shortage of orders for offshore wind turbines.
On the one hand, there's the sluggish progress of grid expansion, with an enterprise that's having difficulty providing the means. On the other hand, it's politicians. If we want to transition to renewable energy, we can't do it with offshore wind power.
Despite stagnating orders, there's no alternative to the offshore industry in Bremerhaven. A new terminal is planned for 180 million euros. The city's planning department has promoted it and is resolutely committed to the project, especially because it wants to export even more.
We're going to build it because we know we need the energy transition. Climate change affects us here in Bremerhaven. We're raising the dikes, we know the costs, and we're convinced we need renewable energy, especially offshore wind power.
Is that wishful thinking? Trade unions see it much as city planners do. The head of negotiations for the metalworkers union is in demand these days. He goes to the affected companies. For example, Areva, one of Powerblades' rivals. Here there's even talk of letting workers go. Is this just upkeep and maintenance right now?
Well, that's about it. It looks bad. These investments are all quite recent. The factory's been here for 3 years and should be pulsing with life. Several hundred people should be employed here. So, of course, it's a dreadful picture.
And it's one that won't change in the coming months. Just days ago, large foundations for wind turbines were being shipped from here.
I know a whole bunch of colleagues who moved here and relocated their lives because of the work prospects. It's especially bad for them.
New sites are being developed right next to the companies who are now employing staff part-time. The projects for them have long been planned, and no one in Bremerhaven wants to believe the expansion of renewable energy will fail.